Divine Rebels. This week on Unlocking the Magic, we're going to talk about boundaries. It's a little bit of a new topic because I usually stay in joy and love and laughter and awe and freedom and connection. And I really want to talk about boundaries. I don't know why, it's just really been coming up for me. And I hope that you can get something out of it. Being divine rebels, a lot of the time you're possibly an empath because you see where the world needs healing. You're non-conforming, so you've been outside of the box normally. So you have stepped outside of the boundaries of social norms, which has probably made you a target for other people's insecurities and not understanding where you're coming from. I know I have. And I was an easy target because I was an empath on top of it. So people realized I was kind and understanding. I could see both sides of the story or a challenge really fairly. I could see other people's points of view in an argument. So, I always help them instead of having boundaries for me. So it's an important topic for Divine Rebels. First, I'd like you to think about what is a boundary for you. It's really interesting. Coaching my Divine Rebels, boundaries are all over the place, from like a still castle wall to a little string, a little line that moves. What is a boundary to you? And maybe where, maybe there's just a little itty bitty thin line with people that have really earned our trust and don't step on our senses and sensibilities. And maybe they're really thick with some people that we know will just bulldoze over the top of us, which is healthy. Know who you're dealing with. I think what triggered me thinking about boundaries is I saw a guru who is about attracting, super the law of attraction and attracting. And what this person said was, I just don't let my feel good feelings leave me. So if I'm not feeling good, I just end the call or I walk away, and etc. You get the point of what she's saying. And I thought about it. I think there is truth there, yes. And our feel-good feelings don't allow them to go down or allow anybody to take them from you. Very important. I don't want to dismiss it completely. And I don't think it's the whole story with boundaries. I really don't. I think that's nice if you've created your world where you are self-employed or an entrepreneur and you don't have to. Most of our population does have a job, or they're getting a paycheck, whether, if you're a Divine Rebel, you might be in a nonprofit. You might be the founder of the nonprofit. You might be the founder of a somewhere in the world where you're doing good. And you have to answer to other people, whether it be a board, whether it be who you report to, or direct reports that you work with that are to you. And you can't just skip away because it doesn't feel good. So what do you do with boundaries when you have to stay? There's situations in our life and our world where we have to stay and somebody is crossing a boundary with us. What are your thoughts? I wish you could talk back to me. What are your thoughts on that? What do you do? Love for you to show up for our Magic Cafe to have this conversation where other people can get the benefit of your thoughts on this. So come to the Magic Cafe in November. I'm not sure the date right off the top of my head, but anyway, if you have to stay and somebody is crossing boundaries with you, what do you do? Or how do you establish a boundary? Um, Something Brene Brown said is, a boundary is just simply what's okay with me and what's not okay with me. So even if you are getting feedback from um, up the chain, from your board or from your CEO or from your manager, and it's disrespectful, I believe you can stop and say, that's not okay with me. You crossed a line. That was disrespectful. And you can do it kindly, and you can do it with a smile on your face, even if you're upset inside. But you can stop it, or you can go to HR. And, you know, if it's a huge crossing of a boundary, you don't have to stay. But what if it's not a huge, you know, sexual assault, disrespect, name calling, whatever? What if it's just like, boy, this is tense, and I really would love to be able to walk away, and you have to stay? What do you do? I, again, think it's okay to say, you're pushing up to the line and I want to stay connected to you. And can we agree to not be so heated at this time? Can we take a deep breath? Can we postpone? Take care of yourself. It's really, really important. And to speak your truth without being disrespectful in return. So that's the the tough ones, where you have to have a job. You have kids at home. You need to pay your bill, even if you don't have kids at home. It's important. On the lighter side, you know, our families, we know those friends who can get us down the rabbit hole. I had a really great role model years ago, a coworker who, if she would walk into the break room and any gossip, any smack of gossip, she would just turn around and walk out and just not listen to it. And it got my attention, and it made me realize how negative, even if you're not participating in gossip, negative thoughts of other people, negative thoughts, just not feel good thoughts or uplifting thoughts, you can walk away. You don't have to stay. And that was liberating for me. I want to thank her. I don't even know how to get a hold of her, but I would love to thank her, because it made an impact on me. And it made me realize how unhealthy people who are negative can take me down quickly. And so I know those people in my life that are there, whether they be family or friends, that I limit my time. I'm able to get off the phone, or to just say, you know what, I got to run, I'm done. Or you crossed the line and I don't want to talk for a while, whatever it is, to keep you feeling good, which is back to what I started with, this guru saying, I don't allow anything that makes me not feel good. The second thing I see with that is, sometimes we need feedback, and sometimes it doesn't feel good. Sometimes it steps on our feel good feelings. And that's where our growth comes from. You know, is it the truth? Is somebody telling us feedback not to hurt us, but to help us grow? Again, somebody who's trustworthy and has earned your trust. And you get to alchemize it. You get to take it for yourself and see if it fits. So to sum up, I feel like I've kind of rambled, and hopefully there's some nugget here. It's kind of a rambling stream of conscious talk. But what if you could see boundaries as protecting yourself and your fulfillment and your joy and your laughter and your sense of awe and your freedom as a boundary, which is positive and wonderful? And also, whoever's stepping on your boundaries, whoever is, you know, whether it be a stranger honking at you in the traffic or whatever, when you have boundaries, it helps protect them and their happiness, because all that is going to cause is contention if you don't stand up in loving kindness, big, fat, loving boundaries, big, fat, loving boundaries. It keeps them in a kind light too. It stops it before it goes too far. And they know what to expect from you. I know I appreciate it from the people I love to know where their boundaries are and what's off limits. It keeps me safe because I won't get bit, so to speak. And it also helps me stay respectful of them. I respect boundaries, and most people do, and they know where they are. So that was this week, big, fat, loving boundaries and protecting yourself and keeping yourself in a good state regardless. Thank you for joining. And I send tons of love and hope to see you at our next Magic Cafe. Also, this is great for a program. It's the Divine Rebel Mastery program, where we dive in much deeper into big, fat, loving boundaries and really look at where you need to establish them and maybe move them and what's right for you. So think about that program coming up in January. I'd love to have you participate with other Divine Rebels, and love you. Bye.